So, since we burned a little bit of time and kind of ran over the last person just a little bit, I've got a short list of things just to kind of jump through. These are notes from thinking back on rehearsals last week. The very first thing is, and we'll start rehearsing here, rehearsal letter M. Specifically, measure 168. Marini, can you think of that? That's a solo, actually. I mean, I was going to say think of it as a solo, but it actually is a solo right there. So if you can bump up your dynamic just a little bit, you're the main one carrying the melody in that section. And then as we go on, we'll play it here. Once we get to letter O, anyone who has the staccato eighth notes, or even if you have eighth notes that aren't staccato horns, whenever you have that, you think of shaping each of those notes like a pizzicato string. That's what he's, in the original orchestral version of the piece, this is what he originally scores this for, his pizzicato strings right there. Speaking of which, I think I mentioned this last week, that this is a piece that, for anyone who's thinking about a future in like orchestral performance, you might very well come across. Robin was just telling me she missed a gig because of this concert, and on that program is Glory and Grandeur. So just goes to show you, this piece does make its way around still. Great. Let's go ahead and start right there now, please. And I'll sing the one measure before the microphones. Bum, 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 bum. So I am going to take this a little bit faster today and throughout this week, so let's make sure that we're staying on top of the tempo right here in front of the beat. Much better on the articulations. Bassoons, I could still write an O, use a little bit bouncier articulation, especially in like the second measure of O in particular. And when we get to bar 188, oboes, can you really punch that? Like a lot snappier on that. On those four staccato eighth notes right there. If you don't mind, same place. Low saxophones, nice job. I think we used a little bit less. Maybe cut the volume in half throughout that section. But don't let it at all in the style. Still make sure we get that nice bouncy feel and everything. It's nice to have a full section. Same place, or one bar before. Bum, 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 bum. Great. So one thing I'm noticing, trombones, whenever you all come in with your eighth notes, it was same like we got that dragging just a little bit right there. So what was that? P where that comes in. It slowed down a little bit there. In the same place, when we were at 168, about 4 bars before end, just dragging a little bit in the bottom half of the brass. So make sure that we're keeping the pulse up. Same with euphonium right there as well. We'll go back and hit that again at the end. But really nice, guys. Right here at R, where we just stopped, actually, the bar before R, woodwinds, every one of these descending 16th note figures, you have an accent on the front of each of those groups of 4 16ths. Can you mark those a little more so we hear a little bit more of that pulse? So we will give crescendo throughout that whole bar, but a little more than da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da into R. Here. Actually, if you don't mind, can we start at P and we'll go into that? P. Oh. Thanks, Ryan. Great. P. 1, 2, ready, and. One small change, anytime you have these groupings of like 4 eighth notes right here, can you push through, like put a small crescendo on each of those? Bum, 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 bum. Make it a little more sneaky, a little more tiptoey right there.
After T, third bar, fourth bar of T, Christian and bassoons. Make sure you make crescendo there. The flutes and piccolo make the diminuendo. You got crescendo all the way to that release on track 3. Okay.
Thank you.
And trombones, where you start out low, and that there's like a lick where the somewhere where it's the low stuff, like a 224. Make sure the lower notes speak as clearly. Mainly it's you, Emery. Make sure that we hear those line notes punch.
If you don't mind starting at S.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it right.
Oh no, you're good. I appreciate it. S. 1, 2, ready, and. Here, Chris, so on the castanet parts right there, you're falling just a little bit behind the ensemble. Make sure you're on top of the beat right there, real snappy. Doesn't need to be any louder, but just a little more intense with the
Chris, you're closer to most of the audience if you took a string and ran it to the back than you are to the ensemble that you're playing with. So get out in front of them just a little bit. Okay. Clarinet, that second we just passed, get on top of it quicker. You were a little bit late, and man, you were like a rubber band snapping back together. You were right together. Be that tight at the very first sentence.
And we'll go back and play that section one more time. But looking forward, as we get to X, flutes and clarinets at X are going to be the primary kind of melodic voices here. So everyone else's accompaniment figures, and that includes the low saxophones and what we worked on so much last time. What we talked about at X specifically, Drake, is you want to emulate kind of like a pizzicato jump throughout that section. So make sure you're nice, light, and bouncy. You're real nice and tiptoey right there. Really fall back into the background of the text. That's not going to be a primary voice to listen to. And also just looking a little bit further ahead, Chris, the beat right before Z, the pickup into Z, I can use even just a little more push right there. Yeah. Here, if we don't mind, let me start at U, please. Right. That is at W. That's page 55. Saying, Katie, you're doing great. Yes. Yes. You'll, especially if it's just you, that'll be cool.
When the beat's here, it's going to help with the clarity of that. But just flute pick in Christian, they're like 263, 264. Be as articulate as you can.
V, please. We won't have a limit. We'll take a limit. Yeah, guys, if you want to move forward a little bit for today, feel free. That's fine. You can make use of this extra space in here.
Hey, everybody, one thing before Jared says what he has to. I think the section from X to Z, I think it gets too loud too soon. There's a lot of loud playing in this piece. Take advantage of the times where it's soft. All right, so hold that back a little bit dynamically. I think Christian flutes and Christian much better that time at that spot. I mean, there was real clarity there that time. Katie, you sound fantastic. I mean, like amazing, amazing. Clarinet's much tighter that time. Both times we didn't do that. That sounds really good. Horns. Excellent.
Yeah, that was actually my first note horns. At FF, I can use a little more of y'all there. Especially if you want to bring out, play each of those notes, equal value and with dynamic intensity. But especially when y'all drop down to the lower note, just a tad more.
Hey, clarinet, 322, string bass, at 322. Make sure we hear all 4 of those 16ths, not just the first. All right, I mean, we hear them all, but the first one is just so much more pronounced. Try and make sure we hear all. 322, make sure we hear all 4 16ths. Right now we hear the first 16th and then the quarter note that comes in on count 2. Make sure we hear all 4 notes. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Definitely.
Everything else will.
So for that poco accelerando, I'm probably going to start that 2 bars before double G. And our goal tempo when we get back to double G is going to be 176, kind of our main tempo throughout all the rest of the piece. So everyone wants to mark that down. We will be speeding up and permanently speeding up just a little bit right there, back to the tempo.
Brass at 336, do what it says. You're playing all that fortissimo stuff, but at 336, get all the way down the piano, make a slow crescendo only up to forte. We'll hear a timbre change. The woodwind choir will emerge out of your diminuendo. And if you only go to forte, their color will be so predominant before double G. And trombones only go to forte. All right?
Great.
And what it said.
And so at GG, it's mainly going to be low brass, so euphonium, tuba, and saxophone sections are going to be taking up the new tempo, the reestablished tempo right there. So I'll be counting on y'all to be locked in. Let's go back.
You sound great. I mean, I told somebody when Mr. Hughes was rehearsal, the wind ensemble was playing its arse off. I mean, this is great. But when the enthusiasm really starts cranking, it's so easy. I'm guilty of it too. It's easy to throw away the little details. You know what I mean? It starts to cook and it starts to groove, and all of a sudden, we don't ever get quite down the piano. You know? When it's really cranking, don't lose track of the really little details.
So we'll go back and we'll put some larger chunks of this together. Can we go back to double E, please?
Where are you going here?
321.
Okay.
Page 72. Let's practice the accelerando and the GG. Here, let's go 3 before GG, if you don't mind. Measure 335, please. And a little bit quicker when we get to GG.
I know I'm doing the dynamic piece, but 338, 39, 340, we never got down to anything close.
Yeah, that was my next note. Like, make sure
No
you
one's asking what you did.
No, this is another one of those sections like were talking about earlier, we're not stopping, we're tiptoeing, lightly tiptoeing, anytime we have these. The closest thing we have to a stop, really, actually is the Asante. I mean, obviously that's a mark right there. But we're back to running. GG. 3 before GG. 3:35, please. 1, 2, ready, now. We talked about this a little bit last week, trombones, but think about it a little more bell-like. Back off, put a little bit of shaping, tapering on each of those notes.
And everybody, when you do that, like you just did, it just adds another level of sophistication to the piece. I mean, I've heard a couple recordings online that they're as exciting as I'll get up, but the details are all left out. I mean, they're just letting the soloists carry them through the piece. I mean, this is a cool piece without the soloists. You know, and you guys will spend a lot of your lives playing for charity. If you can make the accompaniment interesting without the soloists, that's what you do, right? And then they add something. That was so much better.
Absolutely. And trombones, just looking ahead, we'll have to stop with this later. When we get to L, that section. Well, I'll find when we get there. There's another spot also where you'll all have quarter notes. There's no articulation on them.
It's 374.
There you go. Think of those also as kind of like marked bell tones, like they're emulating the kind of stuff right there. And let's push through this accelerando that we have a couple measures into HH. We will let's really be vigilant about that. We're going to push it to 180 right there. And trombones, everyone with quarter notes will be counting on you throughout that section. If you don't mind, same place. Can we go back to 335, please? Much better on this accelerator.
335.
335. 3 before GG. 1, 2, ready, now. I guess Drake, since this probably why, since we've added you in here at the Allegro at 51, let's make sure that we're still lifting each of these sword figures. Still, put a nice pop on this.
He said he was trying.
Kind of like, nice quick stuff.
Jared,
Yes.
got a question about that.
So at double H, do you want those notes shorter, or do you want them long but just taper a little bit?
Keep them long.
Okay.
Yeah, keep them long. I mean, there's always a little bit of separation, just that's the natural style of this music. Everything's likely separated. But yeah, don't like shorten the notes or anything. Just nice and
John,
And
Bailey and Emery, that section is growing before our very eyes. You guys are doing a good job back there.
you guys
You're
are
about one mini, M-I-N-I, mini second away from having this.
And trumpets and trombones, can we push it even a little more? Gold tempo at the Allegro. No slowing down. Otherwise the snare drums aren't going to be very happy. Here, can we start, that was really nice. Let's start at GG one more time just to get into it. 1, 2, 3, and. dynamic right there. Let's make sure the trumpets are have plenty of space to shine through and help out. Here, what is one other place? We're losing a little bit of time. Low clarinets at I, when the flutes have their little double tonguing part right there. I guess over here. So let's make sure that we're still staying on the front. If you don't mind, can we go back to Allegro, please? Much, much better. This one is very soft. Allegro, 352. 1, 2, ready, and. Trombones, we have those forzando pianos here at 396, 97. Can you back off even faster right there? And make sure that, again, that we're staying really fast. He's backing just a little bit.
So Jerry, how long is that last note supposed to ring? But that's one of it's like we haven't figured out yet what you want. Like when the soloist be buckling immediately. Well, are you explaining about that, right?
Soloist. I would think of the last note as like a full eighth. You know, and don't think of like being a tongue stop. It's not the same. I mean, the whole resonant enough, it should ring the full.
So like a Conductor would be a quarter note, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Hey Chris,
We can go back to it.
because these guys in front of us keep hammering away, so.
Well, we're almost out of time, but if you don't mind, here, let's go ahead and put a larger section of this together. Can we play X, please, to the end? And then we'll be done for the day. All right. X. 2, ready, and. 3 on your solo, please. 3:17. 1, 2, ready, and. Great job, everybody. I hope you're ready for some really, really loud drums tomorrow. Can't wait to see that.
Before you split, the wind ensemble is playing it off. You've got a little bit more woodshed to do this week, all right? What you need to do, most of it's individual, but some of you may be a little creative with your group, your section, but you're drawing before our very eyes. A couple people, Jared, did you do introductions before we started? I came before Mr. Juice's this portion of the rehearsal. I want you to welcome one of our graduates, Mark Aylwine, one of the finest saxophone teachers and players in town. His master's degree with us. Great to have you here, right? And a young man, the pride of Duncanville, Texas. He's doing his best Cat Stevens imitation. Those of you that, well, no, none of you were born when Cat Stevens was a thing. He did his bachelor's, master's, and performance diploma with us. Brent Boehme sitting in playing clarinet. No law. We're glad you came down the road, and we're glad you're here. We love you. Derek Kim, we're glad you're here. Thank you, everybody.
Good job. Yeah. Keeps it positive.
Hey, trumpets, great job, guys. You sound awesome. I hope to have a beard as awesome as you. My wife will let me. Hey, happy wife, happy life. I'll see you later. 3, 4, 1, 2. We don't both put the same. So I mean, my fault. Or we both. No, we're still all put it. No, you guys both put the same. I put it. Just like this. I think we have. No, the one, 2, 3, 4. Those are all. We did the top. 3, 4.